Hey everybody, what is cracking? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll get to it, baby. We can get to this. You know what I'm saying? So if we've got a 5 for 5, sorry guys, sorry about that. Let me pull y'all up here. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm screaming? Can you hear what I'm screaming, man? It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody is rocking and rolling and doing the thing like the thing needs to be done. You know what I'm saying, guys? Do you hear? Can you hear? Can you smell what the Kool-Aid smells like? You know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, baby. Yeah. It's good to see everybody, seriously. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. I don't really want to make this one go too very far into the future here, but we will most definitely get this thing rocking. So is everybody okay in there? I'm late. How far? We just got into it, surgery. You ain't late. I'm the one that's always late. Always late. That would be me. Always late. Kool-Aid, can't you see? But yeah, we've had some things happening. I know I did a members only stream, so let me just first and foremost say thank you to Hilly Billy 999999999. Joined me live on that, and I guess that's probably about the time he goes to bed. So I kind of felt bad about that. It was a Sunday night, right around 8 o'clock, so I get it, right? I would imagine I know he gets up early, so. But thanks, Hilly, if you're in here. I haven't seen you in here yet, but if you hear this on a replay or whatever, thank you, man. I really do appreciate all the stuff you were just coming on with me and all that. I believe Adam might be coming the next time, maybe. He had something come up and he couldn't make the live stream yesterday during the members only. Well, that was Sunday. So yeah. So I think he said his wife, he was home alone with all of his kids, and he's got a lot of kids. So family always comes first, number one. So yeah. So no harm, no foul there. And that's just what it is, right? Family is always first. And, I'm sorry for people that don't think that. I just don't get it. But, that's just what happens, guys. You only get one time around this big ball of earth. So don't waste it. I wasted a lot of mine. And I know everybody hears that all the time. It becomes very, very cliche. And unfortunately, cliches are cliches for a reason. Because typically cliches are true. So always remember that. That's something I discovered through my recovery journey. Coming off the opiates and stuff. A lot of cliches out there really do apply if you listen to what they actually are saying. So let's just go ahead and start with this. I'm going to show you this comet. This is a very, very photogenic type of comet here. So I'll tell you what I'll do first, though, before I do that. Guys, right here, that's the Earth. This is SOHO, right? Satellite. It's an observatory, always looking at the sun. This satellite has caught so many sun divers and grazers. There's a difference, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But as we're looking at this, it's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Always remember that, and just a rule of thumb, and you won't really have to worry about it, or you can just simply think about it, because really what we're looking at for is our perspective. The distance between us and the sun is so great that 1 million miles does make a difference, but not in a perspective way when you got a satellite sitting right in front of you. So that's kind of what we're talking about here. So it's like it's just from your perspective, basically. So if I take you back over here to the 30th, you'll see the comet come in here from the right side, and I'll pause it right there. Okay, now you guys have seen me show you guys these before, but this one I'm showing it to you for a pretty decent reason here. Number one, it is very photogenic when it comes to these coronagraphs. They don't always show up this bright and this defined, so this is something to see, right? But with that being said, also, I would say that it's on that side of the sun. And it seems as though we do get more on this side, and I'm not 100% on that, but the ones that I've always seen, not always, but the majority of the ones I've seen have been on this side of the sun, coming from that direction. And I would assume it would have something to do with just the motion of everything, because these comets are typically actually orbiting our sun. And some of them go out further than others. Some of them take different paths. Some of them are coming like directly vertical. And we typically will miss those on these coronagraphs because they're simply just not in frame very, very long. And, we won't see them, but, the people that make on a higher pay grade than me are going to see them. They got all that. That's their job, right? So anyway, this is the 30th. Now, we do know that these things can and do instigate CMEs. They will cause the sun, not every time, but they will often, I'll say, cause the sun to erupt. It's a magnetic thing, guys. There's a whole lot of things going on there, but the magnetism is usually the key there. Magnetism, if this comet gets anywhere close to our magnetic field line that we're connected to the sun with, any other planet's magnetic field line, all that stuff, when it crosses over those things, everything's connected. So that can cause a whole lot of certain things just to happen. And there's so much data and observation now that it's hard to sit here and say comets never hit the sun. And comets never do this, and comets never do that. Well, this satellite itself has proven that, we see it. When it gets close to the sun, on this side, we get eruptions. That's just a fact. When they're on this side, typically, we'll see eruptions. Now, it's not every time, okay? But, a lot of the time. And I can't really give you a percentage. I'm sure there's somebody out there, some school, some student has done a study. And I'm just not going to go do that right now. I could. It's probably simple as a Google search. So if you're interested in seeing like real numbers on that, it is recorded and it is, guys, they are plotting these things. And the reason why, it gives us a better understanding. Because sometimes we used to sit here and wonder, why does the sun always do it here, there, or everywhere? Well, we're becoming more knowledgeable about what's going on as a community, I guess. And I don't really like to throw my name up in there with like the scientific community because I just simply don't have the knowledge base like they do. Okay, I nowcast, but I do understand what I'm talking about when I say it. I understand the vocabularies, and I feel I'm comfortable enough sharing with you guys what I think I have learned. But people like, I don't know, Tammet the Scove and a lot of people like that have just, that's their life. That is what they do. I do not put myself at any close to a level of those people. So understand that, okay? If I've ever come off like that, please tell me. I want to know because I don't even put myself to that level. Again, I could come out here and just regurgitate what everybody else says, but I choose not to do that. I choose to do it in a way I hope you guys can kind of understand it. And that's why I'm doing that. My role here is to give everybody a basic understanding of what's going on and report on conditions. That's pretty much it. I will sometimes go do certain other things, and we're going to talk about Hurricane Beryl also. And the reason why is because it ties into what the sun is doing. There's a lot of conversation around that now too. And I think it's without a doubt now that we do know that this, any kind of activity from the sun will increase weather. It's just there. We see it in the data. There's really no question. Now the question becomes how much, and exactly how does that get into like the models and things like that. What data point should hold more weight than another? It just all comes into play, and it's going to take a long time to figure all that out. But you know, a few years back we had 3 hurricanes, and we had flare, right over top of them. And the second that flare hit, those hurricanes strengthened. It was amazing to watch. There was no doubt, at least in my mind, that directly affected that hurricane. It intensified just like that. Now this one's already breaking records, but we'll get to that in a second. But guys, check this out. I mean, it's a cool comet. Now we'll go the next day, and you see it. Sometimes we don't even see it get that far. And that's another thing that's kind of special about this one. Now we've seen bigger ones on here. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm showing this one to you because it is very photogenic. This is an actual disc on the camera. It's there to block the main part of the light of the sun, so we can get an image at all. For those that don't know, and we see that actually make it behind the occulter, so we don't know what it did after that. If I had to sit here and guess, I would say that I would assume, because I didn't see it come out on the other side. So one of two things happened. Either it actually did make it all the way to the sun, or the solar wind just ate it up. And all this, CME action and stuff. Okay? So, yeah. So take that for whatever it's worth. Again, you can't just point and say, oh, look what just caused that CME. No, you can't do that with these types of conversations here with the comets and stuff. It's just, there's just not enough there to sit there and say, hey, there it is. Is it likely that thing made it to the sun? I would say no. I would say that thing probably got burned up way before it does. I mean, take in consideration what the sun actually is, right? And compare that to what we are. We're a rock, right? But even our atmosphere will burn rocks up. So what do you think the sun's going to do to some of these comets? Now, I can't tell you exactly how big that thing is either, because like I said earlier, when we're talking about this, we've got 93 million miles between us and the sun, and 92 million miles between this satellite and the sun. So there is no depth perception there. We don't have a side view. We used to have stereo A that would oftentimes catch these two at the same time. So it would kind of give us a better idea of how big these are. But when this shoots out like that, okay, you see it start going towards the sun. Typically, that means it's closer to the sun than what it is to the satellite. So what that would mean is that would make that comet bigger than if it didn't do that. Okay, so if we had a comet that was over here and wasn't curving in like that and was just kind of going straight, we wouldn't be able to tell at all how big that thing was. But I can tell you right now that this thing it was a substantial size. That's one thing I will say. Okay? And again, was it huge? No. Wasn't huge, but it was definitely, substantial. And also, they don't always show up over here on the red very well, and it really is over here. And the other thing is, this thing is moving fast. So, it's either a sun diver or a sun grazer. Did it cause an eruption? It didn't really look like it did this time. So, but I will say, guys, yeah. Okay, so, now, what I will do now is I do want to show you guys, because if I take you over here to LASCO, this is a CME tracker, right? I can show you today. Alright, what you're seeing there, you're seeing a filament erupt here. Now, we just had another eruption right in the middle of the sun right before I went live. Okay, so I'm not going to have very much information on that one. But we did have 4 or 5 other eruptions that were supposed to start giving us glancing blows yesterday. Now, I haven't seen anything in the solar wind data, space weather data at all, to indicate any of those have hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this right about there, because that is a substantial eruption. But I can tell you right now, that's coming right off the south pole of the sun. We don't always see eruptions right off the poles of the sun either. That's something else that's kind of unique about this. But we also had another filament up here erupt off, and that isn't showing up here yet either. But if I back off of this and we go down here and look, this will show up in red or orange or whatever if there's a CME, a significant one. Look, guys, I mean, the last one this thing picked up was on the 30th. So that one. That was kind of unique too, because there was 2 eruptions there. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you that before I forget. Let's go back up here and we'll look at the 30th again. Come on. There we go. Was that the 30th or not? Yeah, okay. So what you're going to see here is you're going to see an eruption, and you're going to see another eruption like go right over top of it. At least it appears to catch up to it like right away. See that? You can see like the backwards horseshoe signature, and then woof, one coming in right behind it. Then here comes that comet. But, you know, again, it does look like that. You can kind of see that initial eruption right there kind of almost blur as it's getting pushed from behind. Check that out. I thought that was cool. I thought that was pretty neat. Now, is that going to hit us? I don't think so. These are what we're talking about with these glancing blows. That's what would be hitting us, these other eruptions. So let me take you guys over here to NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. Actually, there's actually just, you can go right to this. You don't have to go to NOAA. I don't oftentimes show you this, but I show you this model, but not from this particular link. You can see what's going on here, guys. So let me hit this play button here, and we will do it like this, like we always do. Okay, now I'll go right here with it. Now this is their forecast, right? It's 2 days historic data, and they try to forecast 5 days out in advance. Now this is not updated since before the 30th. Today's the 2nd. This is 2 days old, okay? I'm not sure why they haven't updated it yet. Who knows? It happens sometimes. But they were forecasting some of these glancing blows to start hitting right here. You see them? So let me go ahead and we'll just do it this way. Let's do it this way. Okay. Okay, so you see in these eruptions, right? Now, right away, what you're going to see is that initial eruption. Now, this is a top-down view right here, okay? And this is density on the top. The green line is the conditions at Earth. The red line is the conditions at Stereo A. That satellite right there used to be over here. So, but, yeah, anyway. So, as I go forward here, watch that eruption right there, okay? That one is coming off the sun right there. You see what happened right there? That was very, very unique also. I think that second eruption was the one I was showing you where that second one blew off and caught up really quick to the one in front of it. Okay, and then you get other ones popping off there too. See them all coming right here? Now, number one, this is a side cut, so a lot of that's going south. See that? But do you notice the one here, the biggest one there? This last eruption? Number one, it's more dense than anything else there. And it's moving faster because it catches up with all freaking 3 of them. Watch. Look at that. So, what I'm saying, but Earth is up here, okay? And it looks like a lot of these are going that off to our west, which is actually to our right when we're talking about looking at the sun. You got to pretend you're standing on the sun. So, look at that. So, you see how they're talking about glancing blows, right? That's why. They're supposed to just be sideswiping us. Now, as of right now, nothing. Okay, look at this. Geomagnetic activity, really, really low. Check that out. I mean, that's actually, it's about perfect what you want for geomagnetism. We need some of that to help block some of that stuff. It helps block cosmic rays and everything else. So that's why we want some geomagnetic activity. We just don't want the big G5 storms, right? But we do know that they do happen. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. It will happen. Can I tell you when? No. Now they are saying tomorrow night they're forecasting a G1 storm right about the turn of the day between the 3rd and the 4th. Okay? So today's Tuesday, so Wednesday into Thursday, they're talking about a G1 storm, very short-lived. Now, what I am concerned about right now, I'm not concerned in the sense of what the typical word concern in this genre would be talking about. What I'm talking about is we just had all these storms happen, the G5 storm, that got very, very unexpectedly, to most people, strong, right? I was even backing off, like saying I was hesitant to say G5, even though in my gut it was feeling like it was going there, even before it hit. You guys, some of you guys even commented, Mark, do you really think this is going to go to a G5? Because I think you guys were kind of picking it up in my tone. But I didn't want to say that because I wasn't for sure, number one. Number two, saying a G5 is a pretty big claim, especially when nobody else out there is saying it. So what's happened, guys, is there's been a whole lot of under forecasting this sun cycle. And what I don't want to happen is just because of that, people come out here and they start over forecasting to compensate. There should be no under or over forecasting at any time in the sense of changing what you believe just because of what happened. Okay, or not believe, but changing what you think is going to happen just because of what's happened in the past few years of eruptions, right? There should be none of that. Every time you look at a CME, it should be looked at as a brand new thing. Okay? A solar storm should be its own thing. Yes, we use historic stuff to kind of guide us what could happen. But one thing I want to say is that we can't just sit there and say, well, the last one, overperformed. So should we bring this one up? No, you shouldn't. Not if you don't think it's going to get there. Just stick to your guns. Do what you think is right. Do what you feel is going to happen. And then if you're wrong, you're wrong. You come out here and say something. But don't adjust what you're going to say just because, some of the stuff here lately have been under forecasted. Don't go trying to over forecast it to compensate for that, is what I'm trying to say. Because what that does is it makes people not watch after that. It's kind of like getting 20 tornado warnings with no tornado. Okay? Even though on radar there was a tornado, right? Well, there wasn't nothing confirmed on the ground yet 20 other times. So it causes people not to go get in their safe space, which is stupid, by the way. You should always go in your safe space if there is a tornado warning in your area. But I'm using that as an analogy to kind of tell you what I'm talking about here. To try to explain, if you guys are out here looking at this stuff, if anybody out there doing channels, please just do what you think is right as far as these solar storms being reported. Just report what you think they're going to be. If you're wrong a little bit, okay. If you're right, okay, great. You know what I mean? So, guys, just kind of keep that in mind. So when you're listening to other people, because I really think that we're going to start seeing some people, because everything's been under forecasted. You're going to start seeing some people jump out here and start over forecasting things as far as the strength goes. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, okay, maybe they're going to end up being correct. Who knows? But to report what they actually think is going to happen, great. You know what I mean? Hey, Hilly, thanks for coming in here yesterday. Appreciate you guys. Really do. Thanks for doing the live stream with me on the members only. Guys, give me a roll call in there if you could. I'm going to take a minute to say hi to everybody real quick. And then we'll get on to the rest of the live stream here. Guys, if you're not a member, there's a link there in the description box. Or you can click the little little dollar sign right there. All right, right there. See it? Right there. If you want to be a member. And again, guys, Hilly was he came on live with me, and it was fun. We had a good I was gonna ask you where your comb was, but no, I'm just kidding, bud. Hey, Leisure, good to see you. Indiana, Utah, Colorado, baby. Heck yeah. Action Jackson, baby. Kathy, what's up? I know you're on the over on the island. Hey, Linda, Texas. Yeah. There you go, Angel. Cool. Hey, Piper Lynn. Jonathan, what's up? Storm Radio and Cats. Don't let anyone change your beliefs, especially on the... Yes. Good advice there. Good advice. Seriously. Do your own research. That's like expecting Ryan Hall to save you from a tornado. Good Lord. I couldn't have said that any better. Matter of fact, that sucker's getting pinned to the top of the the live chat. That was awesome. Very cool. Well said. That's all I'll say. That was good. Very good. Yeah. So where else we at here, guys? Skadoodle Doobie. That's interesting, Piper. Daryl, what's up? What's that say? What'd you say, everybody? Destruction by Design YouTube channel showed Beryl was nudged. Yeah. And again, guys, I now cast. I'm not going to try to get into that, but you guys are welcome to talk about what you want to down there. That's not what I do. You guys go ahead, and I won't. You guys are welcome, long as it's all cordial and stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, we are, Rich. I just stopped for 2 seconds, brother, to say hi to everybody. I haven't stopped talking about space weather until literally about 60 seconds ago. What's up, Pan B? State of confusion? Awesome. Awesome. It's Kool-aid Krew. We're a family here, bud. Alright, so also, guys, thank you guys for coming over to the membership. It was we had a really good time. So if you guys want to, the link is there. If you guys wanted to do something like that, you can. It's not expected though, so don't ever feel like, because the content here never changed. I just added a little extra stuff over there, guys. So that's all it is. We kicked back and just had a conversation. I don't think we talked about too much about space weather either. We did a little bit, but it was more just having fun. And that's what my memberships are for. So we can get away from the negativity. Okay. So these things, yeah, glancing blow could put us into geomagnetic storming. Could. Not 100%. Cowcasting. Love it, man. Okay, so I'm going to show you a satellite called SDO. Alright, you can see right here automatically, even on their static picture here. That's the latest capture. There's a filament up there releasing off. There was a big one off to the south here also. So where is this satellite at? All you got to do is click on it right here. It says, where is SDO? And that's what this satellite does. Okay, you see how it's kind of rotating? Why is it rotating like that? Because it needs to keep its eye on the sun. So it's in geosynchronistic orbit, which means it stays over this part of the planet at all times. At all times. 100% of the time, right there. Okay? It's orbiting Earth at 15 degrees an hour, which is exactly the amount that we rotate around our axis. Okay? So, but because of that, it has to rotate itself, or at least an eye on the camera, to always be looking at the sun. So that's this satellite's duty is for that, and it gives us a whole bunch of different imaging, like extreme ultraviolet, which is what we're getting ready to look at. Okay. So with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to go take a look at some of this. We're going to look at Monday. Yeah, so is that, yeah. We may go back a little further here in a minute, because we did have an eruption off the south part of the sun that was, that ripped open what we call a canyon of fire. And it's not a canyon of fire, it's nothing to be afraid of. It looks like a canyon of fire because it kind of peels back, like Moses parting the sea, right? But yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to take a drink right in the microphone. But right here, guys, you see that eruption right there? That's the one that showed up on the coronagraph on SOHO. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it. We had another one going off the south there too. So, go like this. Now, that was a significant eruption, guys. Okay? Right there. And we'll look at that again on ISWA, but ISWA has changed everything on their site. Okay? And I'll explain when I get you guys over there. It's the same satellite, it's the same data, but it's in a different format. So, anyway, but you see that. So when I got to show you like 1 to 2 minute increments here, I'll have to show it to you here on the SDO. I used to show it to you guys on ISWA because it was better better resolution. It looked better, basically. But I'm not going to be able to do that now. I'll have to do it this way. But anyway, I can use HelioViewer also. It actually has the best graphics of all what I've ever showed you. But anyway, so watch up here at the top. There's a filament right there. Okay, we've been talking about these filaments now for a couple weeks. There's been some rather large ones, and they're starting to lift off. And basically all that means is they're becoming unstable. And just like I said, guys, it's just like a filament in a light bulb, an old incandescent. When that filament breaks, you don't get no light, right? Inside an old light bulb, it's just a coiled wire, and what it does is it generates friction because the electricity is having to pass through a coil instead of a straight line. Generates friction, friction generates heat, heat produces the light. Okay? That's how an incandescent light bulb works. This magnetic filament up here is essentially kind of the same thing. That's a filament, and it breaks, it snaps off. And you can see how it's snapping right in the middle, this time anyway. Right in there, watch. Okay? So with that being said, these filaments sometimes are very hard to forecast what direction and if they're ever going to hit Earth. Alright? I'll just say that straight up. And so what we're going to see here is that. Wham! So with that happening, some of that got recaptured back. It's also hard to tell how much of it gets ejected out. Because we're looking at ionized helium here, and we can look at other gases through a different angstrom of light that we're able to see here in just a second. But as you can tell, that was a significant eruption. And let's see if it caught the one right here on the end too. Hold on a minute. Okay, that's the one I want to show you real quick. Yeah, I know everybody's looking at the top, but that's not where I'm looking. And I'll show you why here in a second. Guys, when you're looking at the sun through this kind of imaging, the sun will camouflage a lot of what's actually happening. So if something's coming directly at the Earth and you're looking directly at it, it's like looking at a tornado on the ground. If you look at a tornado and it looks like it's not moving to you, if it doesn't look like it's moving left or right, you better get yourself to cover, okay? Because that means one of two things. It means it's either coming directly at you, and normally it'll look like it's getting bigger if that's happening, or it's actually going the other way. Either way, better safe than sorry. But if you can't see things moving left or right when you see a tornado on the ground, pay more attention and get your butt to cover. Anyway, same thing here. When you get an eruption on the sun, when it happens right in front of you, especially with the imaging here, just the fact that we don't have the contrast of the black of space camouflages some of these eruptions. There's an eruption right here that most people are probably going to miss. Right there. You see how quick that was? Now, was it massive? No, it's not massive, but it's right in the Earth strike zone. Okay? And so what we're going to do, we're going to look at that on the different angstroms. I'm going to show you that most likely did launch some sort of solar storm, and it probably will come our way. Now, will it get us into G1 level? I don't know. It doesn't look to be very powerful, but, you know, it does look like it could be coming right at us. So let me... Okay, so this is ISWA. Right? ISWA changed their whole format. It's actually really cool how they got it set up. But when you get something good, usually something's taken away also. So what got taken away here? Well, you see this? 30-minute steps. If you go longer than 1 day, you cannot go under 30-minute increments. You're only getting one image every 30 minutes. So it makes it look rather choppy. And here I'll show you what I mean. So I'll just hit play. See how it kind of looks like it's just boop, 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 and it's moving pretty far. But that was that bigger filament eruption there off the bottom. And then right there, did you see that? So, and why I think that this could be a solar storm getting launched is the fact that it was strong enough right here that it actually peeled the corona back enough it exposed some of the surface of the sun. If that thing was really, really weak, it wouldn't do that. Okay? So, we'll look at it over here on the 211 angstrom also. Okay, you can see it do the same thing. I wonder what happens if I zoom in here. Okay, it's going to let me zoom in. Awesome. Sometimes it doesn't, guys. I'm just saying. Man, somebody. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I don't typically get oh my goodness. Really? Stupid Xfinity texted me wanting feedback. That's so ridiculous. But the only thing about zooming in now, this bar stays there. Look. When I move it, look what's moving. Just the inside. The bar and the bottom bar stay there. It didn't used to do that. Sucks that it is now, but is what it is. But we're zoomed in far enough now, so we'll just do this. Okay? So I'll back this up right here. Right there. So, you know, we could get a small geomagnetic storm from that. Who knows? Right? So let's look at the 304, and I will say, you guys tell the difference in definition here? In resolution from SDO. Look at this image right here. And then look at that. That compared to that. You see how much clearer that is? That's why I always use the one on ISWA. That's the only reason. Okay? Because on over there on SDO you get a lot more images. Okay, so anyway, now, okay, yeah, I don't know what that's doing, but anyway, I'm gonna back that back off, guys. Okay, so now let me take you guys to, and I want to take this back because I believe, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's go over here to seeds, and what I want to do, when did we have that flare? I'm not sure if it was that flare or not. I think it was. It could have been. I'm pretty sure it was. That flare there, when that flare hit, Hurricane Beryl, whatever you want to say, seemed to intensify a little bit. Not much, though, because it was... Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But when Hurricane Beryl was forming, that's when we got hit with that G4 unexpectedly strong solar storm. Okay? So when that happens, I'm going to take you guys over here anyway. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's just do this. Okay, this is a site everybody should go to. Okay, this is called Tracking the Tropics. Look at all of these things they have. Okay, so, and I'm going to talk about something here that most people are not talking about, which blows my mind. Okay, I've seen a few, but I want to point this out right here. I'm not going to like stay on this for very long. I just want you guys to see it. Okay, see this? You know what this is? This right here, fellers and fellettes, is Sahara dust. Okay. So with that being said, it was pretty thick. You can see where all the Sahara dust. This is a normal thing to happen. We expect this to happen, but typically hurricanes will not form underneath this. Okay, matter of fact, people were talking about, hey, it's going to be a while before we see a hurricane because of this. Well, yeah, what's going on here? I don't know. And I also found it kind of interesting here, guys. And I don't know if I even want to say this because I know it's going to start a lot of whatever here. I am not insinuating one thing here. Okay, it's just something my mind's seen that I'm going to point out. If you look at this, this is Hurricane Beryl right here. Okay. See that? And right in the middle, just saying, I'm not even going to have that conversation. So, you know, that's for other channels that dig into that kind of stuff. I don't. But that is definitely looks when I seen that, my chin about hit the floor. But it really does look like, yeah. Anyway, and it most likely it's just whatever, guys. It really is. I'm not saying anything stupid here, but that's a pretty decent looking like symmetrical triangle going on there, and to have what looks to be a eye right in the middle of it, just kind of strange. Just saying. I'm just saying, guys. I just think it's funny. I think it's a fun conversation to have, because I am definitely not saying anything is happening because of that. Know that, okay? I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is I just think it's a good conversation. It's a good, interesting conversation to have. But it does look kind of strange. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. So we do talk about the Sahara dust coming every year, guys. Okay. That's something that happens. But typically, hurricanes are dampened because of that, because it's blocking some of the sun. So the water doesn't have a chance to really get up to temperature, right? Yeah, exactly, Barbie, eye-catching. So, guys, go over here to Track the Tropics, and if you want to see what I just showed you guys, all you got to do is scroll down and look at this right here. Okay? And there's a lot of other sites that show it too. You can see it over on windy.com. This is windy.com right here. Where else? And I mean, you can see it on a lot of weather channels have that part. Because if we go to windy.com, we can change things. You can actually, if you go down through here, you can see, you can change the particles, and you'll see how dense it gets. Okay? But right here is Hurricane Beryl. Last I looked, I'm not sure if it was still a Category 5 or not. I don't think it was. Last time I looked. I could be wrong. I just haven't looked in a minute. But, guys, go there and you'll see a lot more than what you will see in a lot of different places. Okay? Go to windy.com. Go to the GOES. You can go to the GOES site also. You'll see stuff there. But, yeah. This is our space weather data. And there you go with that. Everything is completely normal. I'm not even going to talk about it because this is going to waste your time. Geoelectric field. This is the electric field at the surface. Nothing much going on. Geomagnetism. Nothing much going on. If you ever want to know if there's anything going on geomagnetism and if you just want to see one model, come to this one. Okay, this is the pressure, magnetic pressure. You can have increased speed up here, right? You can have increased density, but if your pressure is not going up, you're not going to have a geomagnetic storm. What that means is our magnetic field's doing its job and deflecting it. Okay, so always look at this to see if you think maybe something's going on first. Then start digging into the other stuff for next. Okay? But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. You guys got anything for me? Let me know. Got any questions? Hit them to me. Hey, Ripper, what's up? It's alright, brother. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Hey, IG. Leah's in the hizzy. Mama J, Kim Possible. Piper Lynn's here. Kathy. Hey, we can start the party now because Linda and Pam B are here. I got to go back and redo my whole live stream now just so they can hear it. Just kidding. But yeah, and I'm sure that, well, I would say this. Do this for me, somebody, if you would. Because I might send this over to Adam because he can talk to Jacob Israel about that too. I don't personally know Jacob, but yeah, seems like a really good guy. He used to work for the WWE. You guys should go check out his channel. It's really cool. Let's see here. Tracking the tropics. Yeah, okay. Dummy. Let's just do it this way. Sorry. Yeah, if somebody has like an inside contact with Jacob Israel, send him that. Have him take a look at that. I bet he'll do a show on that on his own. Or at least integrate it. It's something he talks about. I think it's really, really interesting. And again, I don't know enough about those kinds of conversations. They really have a very good, informed, intelligent conversation about what those signs and stuff mean and all that kind of thing. Do I think that that's actually something going on? No, I really don't. But it's a very cool conversation to have. I really don't know what that would mean, but send that over to him if you guys would. I don't know. You don't have to tell him it came from me. I'm not trying to get anything like that. If you want to, you can, but I don't really care about that. It's not a. I just thought it'd be interesting for somebody to dig into that and research it and kind of see if that could have a really good, interesting theory or something come out of it. Yeah, hurricane seasons suck. They really do. But, okay. So, again, guys, if you, I want to say thanks to a few people here. Guys, anybody who was supposed to get cards, let me know when you get them. We sent them out. Somebody email me or whatever. The guys that won cards. I'll be doing that again too, guys, this month, at least once a month. That's what I plan on doing with those. Be giving away some of those cards. I think, Ilea, you got some coming too, so let me know when you get yours. I need to send some to Rip, but he never gave me his P.O. box number, I don't think. I have to go look if he gave it to you. Hey, Rip, send me your P.O. box number or address or something so I can send you a couple decks of cards, brother. But yeah, guys, so, yeah. Also, guys, this is a really, really hard time for YouTubers in general, I guess, if you want to say that. Views always, they suffer this time of year. Subscribers, it's because of summer. Everybody's out doing their thing, right? So, I ain't telling you don't have to do it for me, but for people that you support, just do the little things. They really do help. Share it out. Hit the like button. Leave comments. All that stuff helps. Okay? It doesn't have to be monetary, guys. Okay? Just saying. If you want to be a member, that's great. I am so appreciative to everybody. Deep Quake and AA Ron and anybody else that's come out of their own pocket to be a member, it blows my mind. And I'm so appreciative of it. It's to the point where people get on me for saying thanks too much. That's why I don't do it like that anymore. I stop halfway through and then I'm here at the end, I'm doing it. Okay. So thank you guys. I can't say it enough. I really can't. It means a lot to me and my family. My wife says thanks. She's the one that found the really cool cards they don't make anymore. They're sunspot cards made by Bicycle, and they're really cool. It's all space related stuff. Yeah, they're not cheaply made. They're not cheap. But yeah, so we're kind of giving those out. I just think it's a really cool thing. I try to give back as much as I can. Hey, Kim Possible, good to see you. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a hard time for everybody. Back at you, Linda. Back at you. But yeah, guys, so, and again, it is a hard time for everybody. You're right, Kim Possible. 100% is. And, and people that are doing YouTube stuff, there is what they call it a subscriber season. And, we typically, the only way to kind of offset all that is to get people to share the stuff out. And leave comments a little bit more than what they normally would and that kind of thing. It doesn't take much to overcome that either. So, if everybody just did the little thing, hit the like button, that kind of thing, it really does. Thanks, Hilly. I appreciate you, brother. You're awesome. Guys, get over and check out his channel. I think he dropped his link a little while ago. Hey, what's up, Tigers NZ? Yeah, Mad Mod Love for sure, Piper Lynn. 100. Yeah, and if you all remember, guys, hit that notification bell and make sure that you have that turned on so you know when I go. And yesterday, or Sundays, I actually posted that. Back at you, Kim Possible. Back at you. If you remember, take advantage of that. Come over there. Use the special emojis that you're allowed to use that nobody else is. Matter of fact, Let's just throw those down there in the chat right now. I'll show you some of them. Let me see if it'll let me show you all of them. Because the more members we get, the more emojis we can have. Oh, it's going to make me take 10 of them away? Wow. No, okay. It didn't make me take 10 of them away. 10 characters. Okay. Well, let's do it this way then. Let's do that. That. And that. How about that one? Alright, there we go. That works. There you go. There's a lot of the emojis that are in the system that members get to use. So, hey, always prep, Aspen. No doubt. Got to prep. Even if it's just for storms or whatever, get a little bit of prep going on. Back at you, regurgitating. What's going on? You're the man, brother. Mark Matheny, what's up? But those are special emojis that members can use. And again, the more members we get, the more it lets me we create them together over on the members only streams. Let's see here, the dragon one, this one here. That one there, that was Ilea's. Yeah. Yeah, Face the Sky. Yeah, I kind of seen that. And, yeah. Hey, happy birthday to the hubby, Ilea. Just thought I'd say that real quick. Wow, 110 evacuated. That's tough. Yeah, always prep. Guys, and I'll leave you guys with this. Prep to where you're comfortable, and then go one step further. And the other thing I would suggest, prep with things that you would typically use anyway. Don't buy stuff you're going to throw in the trash if it goes bad, if nothing happens. Well, thank you, Barbie. That was awesome. There you go, Piper Lynn. Look at you. Hey, you didn't even say anything, and you got you a membership. Look at that. Hey, Ilea, there you go, girl. You got that. Awesome. Love it. Ilea, Hilly, Mama Bear, Surgery 68, Piper Lynn. Thank you, Barbie. That was awesome. What timing. I'm telling you. Awesome. Oh, I lost my Kool-Aid. Yeah. Yeah, guys, it'll ask you guys if you want to re-up your memberships. Yeah, thanks, guys, so much. That's very cool. Thank you, Barbie. And again, a special shout out to Barbie and Full of Hope and Aaron, Deep Quake, Genius by Birth. There's been so many. Okay, she's working night shift right now, she said in the comment section. And she wasn't able to make the live stream on Sunday, but she's been gifting memberships. Anybody who gifts memberships, it's a great way to support the channel, and you're helping everybody else in the chat. It's awesome. Yeah, I know, ain't that right, Alia? Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. Yeah, but yeah. But yeah, it's very cool, guys. Thank you, Barbie. I'm telling you right now, little stuff like that. I don't want to make it sound like it was little, because that's not a little thing to me. But stuff like that can really change somebody's day. So I guarantee you, Barbie, you really changed a lot of people's day there. Thank you for that. Really. So that's just what I'll say. I love it, guys. All right, guys, I do have to get out of here. I do appreciate all you guys. So keep on going. Keep doing what we do. And if anything else happens, guys, I am working at maybe even starting up the morning update videos that are going to be like 10 to 15 minutes long. I may start them as a live, but all I'm going to do is go over conditions and what's been happening and that's it. I'm not going to do much explaining. It's basically for people that kind of, well, I will explain what you're looking at, but I'm going to do it in a more concise way. I'm not going to take the time to stop and talk to the chat and that kind of thing. But it'll be, my goal is to 15 minutes. If I can get that done in a live stream, better for me. If I don't, if I figure out I can't do that, it's going to be a recorded video that I'll probably post as a premiere, so I can still talk to you guys in the chat. There's also another option I can do, guys. Okay, let me know what you guys think about this. I could make a recorded video and play it during the live stream. And then at the end of it, stop, talk to you guys for a second, and end it. That's another option. That'll keep me from squirreling. So those are all things that I'm thinking about kicking around here. My channel for many, many years was 15 to 20 minute edited videos. And that's how I built my channel pretty much. Well, with the help of everybody else. You know, Adam and everybody, and Dex and everybody else. But guys, get over and check out all the channels too. Go check out my awesome channel list. I keep adding awesome channels there, the ones that I think are really awesome. But yeah, it also, guys, if you want a really good explanation, well, a couple things here. A really good explanation on what we were talking about as far as under and over forecasting space weather. Go over and check out Tamitha Scove's last post. Okay, it's Dr. Tamitha Scove. It's on YouTube. She's on YouTube there. She has a Patreon. She does all that, right? She's getting ready to break 100,000 if she hasn't already. I know she's getting ready to get 200,000 overall. I mean, it's a really cool thing. But she did a really good video explaining why that's even happening. And it basically talks about Solar Cycle 24, how everything was just so, it was under impressive what it really should have been. And people, they were over forecasting back then. Because they thought it was going to be stronger, and now the kind of reverse thing is happening this sun cycle, so it's causing people to do that, and they're afraid that they're going to get it wrong. But go watch your last video on that, and you'll be better for it, I promise. So, alright guys, God bless, Yahusha saves, and yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid